What's going on YouTube? Remy here. Welcome to my channel High Seaz Fishing. In this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to throw a cast net. Now it doesn't matter what size of net you have, whether it's a 6-foot or a 14-foot cast net, this method should work for all sizes. There might be one additional step that you might have to take, but I'll show you that as we go more into the video. So first and foremost, you have to decide which hand to load the net in. Usually you load the net in the same hand that you throw a football with. So for me, it's going to be my right. If you're a lefty, you just do the same steps with your left hand. All right, let's get started. You take your hand line, you put it through your wrist. Something cool that Phytech has is this comfort cuff, and you just slide it over your wrist. You don't have to worry about the hand line ever slipping out of your hand or losing the cast net. So once you get that, you take your hand line, you want to get nice even loops like this, about arm's length. Grab the net by the horn, just underneath the horn, with the horn facing up, like so. Not like this. Make sure it's like that. Before you continue, you want to make sure that there's no tangles on the bottom of the lead line. That's probably one of the most important parts. Any tangles on the bottom and you're going to ruin the whole throw. So basically you want to maybe fan down the lead line. Make sure there's no braille line sticking out of the net. If there's any tangle, just straighten it out. All right. So once you grab a hold of the net, you want to come down about waist high. Now the goal is to not have any excess netting or hand line dangle below the lead line, because what might happen is if you have any hand line dangle below the lead line, this hand line could get caught underneath the lead line and that could ruin your throw. So that's why I said nice even loops. You don't want the loops to be too big. About waist high. Now if the net that you have is too big, like a 12-footer, sometimes what might happen is this loop might get too big and dangle below the lead line. So like I said before, there's this one additional step that you want to do if the net is too big. You want to make 2 loops instead of 1. That's 1 loop, and then a second loop about waist high. So a 6-foot to an 8-foot net, or a 6-foot to a 10-foot, you might get away with 1 loop. For a 12-foot, you might want to make 2 loops of the net. So once you have the net about waist high, you want to straighten out the net. Make sure it's not twisted up like this. Straighten it up. You want to go to your 9 o'clock position. If I'm facing the camera, this would be my 9 o'clock. Start fanning out the net, gathering it in your hand, about 1/3 of the net. Once you get 1/3 of the net, you go over your shoulder and rest the net on your elbow. Show you again. Your elbow like this. Now if you look, you have the net separated from your hand to your elbow. It's dangling like this. There's 2 parts of the net. You have the inside of the net and you have the outside. You want to grab the inside of the net, maybe about halfway from the bottom to the top. Grab the inside and get about another 1/3 of the net, like this. So you have 1/3 of the net in your left hand, 1/3 dangling, and you have another 1/3 on your elbow. And as you can see, the net is already kind of open. And that's basically it. One extra step that I like to do is I like to hold the net in my pinky, the lead line in my pinky. And this will be the last part of the net that gets released from my hand. Now the stance that I like to take is when the bait is in front of me, I like to have my left foot in front and my right foot in back. And I'm facing the bait forward. I'm not standing like this. I'm standing left foot forward, right foot back. And I like to use my left foot as a leverage. Now this is the motion of the net. You want to swing the net back, and as the net is getting momentum forward, you want to give it a little force and throw the net like a frisbee. I'll have this in slow motion, so maybe you'll see it better when I throw it in slow motion. All right, first person view, so you could have a better idea. Nice even loops. Grab it with the horn facing up. About waist high. We have a little fish stuck in here. Swim. Waist high. 9 o'clock position. 1/3 of the net goes underneath over your elbow. You have two portions of the net. You have the inner and the outer. Grab it where the inner lead line. Start gathering the other third. There it is. You have 1/3 in your left hand, 1/3 dangling, 1/3 on your elbow. This is what I was talking about. Your pinky is holding the lead line. This is going to be the last part of the net that you let go. Left foot forward, face the bait, you swing back, and then as the net is moving forward, you want to give it a little bit force, and your pinky is going to be the last thing that gets released. All right, let's look at that again with the Phytex Ultra Series cast net. Nice even loops with your hand. Don't get the hand line tangled around your foot. Nice even loops. Grab the horn. Make sure the net is straightened out. Grab it by the horn. You can also grab a little below the horn, doesn't really matter as long as, like I said, there's no excess net dangling below the lead line. Waist high, about waist high. 9 o'clock position. Underneath and around your elbow. Make sure there's no tangles. You could also check here. You could just fan out the net like so. Get out any tangles. No bail line should be sticking outside of the lead line. Looks good. Gather about 1/3 of the net. Face the bait, left foot forward, right foot back. Swing the net back, forward. Let's look at it again. straighten out the net. Just below your waist. I'm gonna grab it a little bit lower so I don't have too much net. Like so. Then 9 o'clock. Make sure there's no tangles. Important to see there's no tangles. All right, got about a third pinky, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I hope you learned how to throw a net. But like anything, practice makes perfect. Go in your backyard and throw on the grass back to back until you get it right. I'm curious to know which nets I was using in the video. The blue net was the newest gen Ultra Spreader Series cast net from Phytech, and the white net is a net that they just recently came out with. It's a fully chained link lead line. Instead of using your traditional lead lines, they use a complete linked chain at the bottom. This allows for a better seal at the bottom so baits won't escape, and it definitely throws better since you have a more uniform, evenly distributed lead line at the bottom. So check out their cast nets at castnets.com, and until next time, tight lines.